Without Training Future, I won't be able to be in this, in phlebotomy class or even in my nursing classes. I think without their help, I'll be still in the Chinese carry-out.
I think I needed someone to say, you know what, you're worthy. You're worthy of more than what you put yourself into. And for me, that was it.
Coming from my standpoint, a migrant farm worker, to become an X-ray tech, and then you're used to making $20,000 a year to making 40, 50, or 60. I mean, it's a big difference.
I was the first person in my family to go to college, and so just the idea that there was something better out there. I had heard stories, but didn't think that it was something that was possible for me or my family.
What do you know about getting a good job and having a career? What do you need? Education. Yes, that's right. And so Training Futures is the beginning of that journey, yes?
I felt a confidence in myself. Then I found this Training Future program, which is like a door for me to fit in this education system in this country.
It helped me with a new sense of self to get me out of the depression I was putting myself into.
Low-income Americans want to work, but they really need the opportunity to get the skills, credentials, and degrees that employers are looking for in today's labor market. Community colleges and nonprofits working together can really make that opportunity a reality for these people. They bring together a package of services that are critical. They bring together, from the college side, they bring together education and training and the opportunity to get credentials and skills that employers are really looking for. And they also bring together the nonprofit that provides a place for low-income Americans to come in and to get some help in managing their life. And also, as they're going through, to help them figure out, as they're getting these credentials, how do they get to those better jobs? How do they then translate them to the labor market and start building those networks that they need to be able to get to better jobs?
Well, we were seeing families who were coming to us for things like rental assistance, basic utilities, food. And when you got to the core of it as to why weren't you able to meet the basic needs of your family or your household, it got to the point you saw that there was a link between the employment that they had and an inability to move forward in that employment. And therefore, we understood that job training and education was a way out of that for most of those families.
In today's economy, for people to make a livable wage, they've got to have more than a high school education, or else they're doomed to low-wage, dead-end jobs. And so in order to have a future that a person can build a career on, you've got to have some kind of post-secondary credential. And that's where community colleges come in. But community colleges can't reach these individuals by themselves. So working in partnership with community-based nonprofits, we can create this relay race. I don't call it a pipeline. It's a relay race because the community-based organization has to hold the baton while the community college secures it. And then together for some period of time, they both carry the responsibility for the trainee.
Training Future as a bridge.
Yes.
Let us pass through.
The bridge that you pass through. I like that. I like that a lot.
Training Futures is a 25-week office careers training program. And our mission is to reach out to residents of Northern Virginia who otherwise would not have the opportunity for this kind of training and this kind of open door to a new career path.
Well, this partnership between NOVA and Training Futures has been going on now for getting very close to 10 years. And the idea is that you would come seeking job skills here and get your first job as a consequence of being at Training Futures and earn, is it 17 credit hours? Yeah? So that's one whole semester. That's more than one semester of work. And so in 3 more semesters, you can earn the associate degree.
As long as the instructor, as long as she
and we'll give you permission, then everything should be fine.
Or that's what the conversation went with.
One of the first things we found out when we started the partnership with Training Futures and Northern Virginia Community College is that we needed a guide for trainees once they got here. So we created a new position, a college liaison position, to help trainees navigate this unfathomable system of higher education. And it's been really critical to have this person be an intermediary between the program and the college, because if a Training Futures participant was left to navigate a big giant institution like Nova on their own, many people would give up or would be confused or would not know where to go, and the dream would end right there.
For me to going back to college, if it wasn't easy access for me as it is now with the classes right now, I wouldn't have gone. I really wouldn't have. I think this, the absolute support from Marla, Susan, the whole gang, for me to go back, for everybody to go back, was a great help. It helped me to network a little bit more, to branch out, to go outside what my norms are, what I was comfortable with, and just branch out. Marla was strict on us being here at 9 o'clock. We had to be here at 9 o'clock. Come dressed, office attire. No, he's out. Give him a call in his two-way.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We're very respectful of our partnership with Northern Virginia Community College. We've worked out benchmarks with them so that we can honor the registration and enrollment and financial aid process, that with the entrance test process, that we're in close communications. And then we have relationships with continuing college. We are a satellite campus at night for our graduates to take continuing courses so that they can get career study certificates. We have a wonderful partnership with the medical campus, and that is growing because we teach medical terminology, and one of their professors comes over and teaches that. Then our graduates can go into phlebotomy. We have scholarships for 12 of them to become phlebotomists right now. We're looking at scholarships for health information technology.
Without Training Future, I won't be able to be in this, in phlebotomy class or even in my nursing classes. I think without their help. At spring, I took like English writing classes, reading classes, speech classes, what else, and phlebotomy classes, the lab and lecture. Then this summer, I'm taking my biology classes, my phlebotomy clinical, and my English, the higher level of English writing, plus my 3 days job. Hi, Wendy. I'm calling from Downquest Medical. I want to be a registered nurse, and I think I'll be in one of the hospitals working as a registered nurse, and so I can see my future and my children's future better.
So they come to Training Futures for a new beginning, but they bring transferable skills from those very responsible positions they've held in either retail, housekeeping, or fast food, because they've had responsibility. They just haven't been paid for it, and they haven't had a career track. They really know that they can do so much better, and then in its own way, it's holding them back. And so they have a vehicle with Training Futures and Nova to change that for life, because they're going to get a job that pays a living wage, and then they're going to keep going.
The foundations and our funders were very impressed that we had formed a collaboration with the college, and by the fact that our students didn't have to go and enroll at Nova separately, but by coming to our program, they were getting job skills as well as college credits. The success of our program are dependent upon how many people get employed. So that's really what our target goal is to have them employed at the end of training. We understand that higher education is going to be the way out of poverty for our clients.
We had a graduation speaker for our last graduation, a graduate trainee. She said, I want to thank everyone in this room, not just for myself and for what I've gained, but for what my children have seen me gain. And I want to thank you for my children and my children's children.
I'm hoping that, future-wise, that what I do will impact him and better him in the long run.
I was a high school dropout. I made it partway through 9th grade. I really had no idea how to even go to a college and ask where I would begin. And Capital Idea really, they helped me through those initial classes so I could take the entrance exams. They encouraged me. It was a lot of encouragement through the whole thing.
And she's going to need to probably find somewhere else to live. So
Community college nonprofit partnerships can really look very different depending on the local community they're working in, the industry they're working in, the types of jobs they're trying to connect people to, what that means for the length of the education pathway, the particular needs of the population that they're working with. So many different factors can shape how these partnerships can come together and what they choose to do together.
What someone does with Capital Idea in the Austin Community College is a lifelong, life-transforming impact. What we do is with our counselors, case managers, build a network to help support them through the whole process. First, so they understand what they're getting into and are able to make an informed decision about the commitment that they're making, that we're asking them to make, the length of time that's involved, the amount of effort that's involved. And then second, so as they encounter the inevitable obstacles along the way, they've got people behind them that sometimes are pulling them forward and sometimes are pushing them forward.
We get a lot of people who finish high school, who went even to college, but for some reason they couldn't navigate that system. They felt lost. They felt that they were not encouraged to continue to move forward. So when they come to us and we start talking to those kind of people about, we are going to provide the guidance and also assign you to work with a career counselor who will help you go through that. We call it the college maze. So they feel like, okay, now I can make it because now I have the tools.
Okay, thank you. All right, and I'll be right here if you need me.
Okay.
Okay.
The important thing is just to find out where each individual is when they sit down at our table and meet them where they are. With Debbie, it was just someone that I needed to listen to her. It was more about being all of a sudden a single mother with 3 children in an abusive relationship, and just me being able to say, I know you can do this. Let me ask you a question now. Hospice work is very, very difficult, so how do you take care of you?
I work with initially I did the LVN program, which is licensed vocational nurse. That was 18 months. And then about a year after I had graduated, I started taking some additional classes to go back for my RN program, and that was an additional year. So in total, about 4.5 years with all of my classes.
Hi, sweetheart.
You tired? Yeah. I have a felony conviction for burglary. I was 18 years old with the wrong group of friends. And in healthcare, really, if you have any kind of a criminal conviction, there's always the chance that you would not be licensed. So instructors at the college, my counselors here, all wrote letters of recommendation to give to the board.
I think the real strength of an organization like Capital Idea is really around the concept of case management. That's a benefit that public education institutions just are not equipped to do.
As far as Capital Idea is concerned, I have nothing but praise. And they provide you with counselors that will meet with you on an individual basis. I was going through some rough times at that particular stage in my life, and this individual helped me see the difference. I mean, he says when you graduate out of X-ray the program, you'll be making more money than me. That's what he told me, and I didn't believe it, but he told me that, and he said, you'll be doing well for yourself, because he sparked something at that early stage in my life and my career that made me open my eyes. As a minority, I'm a Mexican American and migrant farm worker. Want the opportunities, and sometimes we don't get them where we're at. So we try to tap into organizations like Capital Idea to help us move on in our careers in life. Being on welfare was one of the hardest things. It was embarrassing growing up. Going to the supermarket and getting in line with a basket of groceries and having to pay with food stamps. I mean, it's an incredible feeling when you no longer have to sit on the other side of a desk telling someone your personal life just to hopefully qualify for food stamps. And at the time I needed it, but thanks to Capital Idea and Austin Community College, where I graduated as X-ray tech and later MRI, it's a thing of the past. I love my job. Obviously, you can tell, because I happen to tap into something that is me.
Someone hears about Capital Idea, someone hears about the opportunity with Austin Community College. We don't just say yes and you're in. We ask them to research the career, know what it's about. We help them, guide them through that research. We help them with a 4-hour career assessment that gives an all-around profile of the person so that they know not just about the career, but then they know something about themselves. So that we don't start with someone until they're ready and we're ready.
I was raised by a single mom and very low income, and I was the first person in my family to go to college. Just the idea that there was something better out there. I had heard stories, but didn't think that it was something that was possible for me or my family. And that is the most humbling thing, to go to those offices and ask for help. And then when I was finished with school and I knew I didn't need that anymore, it was just, stand with my head held high. I should be pretty good at this by now, huh?
You're practicing.
So we know these partnerships can work, but we also know that they'll look different in different communities. So the challenge is for local leaders to get together, local businesses, colleges, nonprofits, policymakers, and figure out how it works in their community so they can build these kinds of partnerships that really are successful in helping low-income working Americans get better skills and better jobs.
I want to be a registered nurse, and I think I'll be in one of the hospitals working as a registered nurse, and so I can see my future.
This is my golden ticket that, I've completed something, that I know will be a benefit for me future-wise.